Um,
Next question.
oh,
Ask
one of them
again in
in
about 5
time.
minutes.
I didn't forget, I promise.
It left the back of your mind.
Um, hello, good evening.
Sus again.
And for the third time this week, we're back with a speedway goggle box this time, as it's a big one apparently in the BSN series, where the Poole Pirates taking on the Oxford Cheetahs. And I'm joined by Mr. Dill this evening, and when he's come back from walking his dog or his mum, Alan will be here as well.
He will. Al's making a habit of this, isn't he? Joining us.
Yeah, he is.
Well, boy.
We're still waiting for payment for Glasgow County Council.
We are. They're the bloody hell
Well,
tagging me and stuff. Sod
is it
off.
Indian? So Peter Schreck's just been interviewed of Oxford, who said I was thinking about putting Cameron at 2 or rider replacement at 2. We all know that's not really the case after last week's incident.
Yeah, we know what happened last week, don't we? Should we have a look at the two team lineups before we do anything else? I'll let you talk about your favourite side, the Oxford Cheetahs.
Oh, go on then. So, riding for the Cheetahs. Cheaters by name, cheaters by nature, as some may say, myself included. Sam Masters rides at number 1. Rider replacement conveniently rides at number 2. Jonas Knudsen at 3. Oxford hero Dan Jilks rides at 4. Jordan Jenkins goes at 5. Him like their number 7 probably needs some stabilisers. At number 6, Mitch McDermott. At number 7, who is he going to kill tonight? I mean, sorry, that's look clean.
Who's your rider to watch for the Cheetahs?
I'm gonna go for Jilksy, just to see if he's gonna put the effort in for Oxford, or if he's gonna give a big FU to Peter Shrek.
And for the Poole Pirates, after I've gave my rider to watch, it's the same bloody rider, Jilksy as well. There's a lot of intrigue around him at the moment, especially after last week. Be interesting to see how it goes. For the Poole Pirates, Richard Lawson goes at number 1, Tobias Thompson, cult hero of D&D Media, goes at number 2, Anders Rowe at 3, Zach Cook at 4, Lewis Kerr at 5, Paul Stark at 6, and Matt Marson at number 7, skippered by Zach Cook, managed by Neil Middleditch. Palmer, your pirate to watch.
That Cook, I think he's been struggling a little bit for Bellevue this season so far, but now with obviously all these championship meetings starting to come into effect, I think he's going to grow in a bit of confidence, and we can really see Zach Cook start to shine now.
I'm going to go for Lewis Kerr. He had a blinding meeting again for Sheffield the other day. He's starting to find some consistency as well, and if he can stay away from those injuries, he's definitely in for a good season. I think now he's getting more racing under his belt, and everybody steps up when they race for Poole, and I think Lewis Kerr will follow in that regard as well.
Head to head, Matt Marson versus Luke Colleen. What they're not putting on there is people have tried to murder Matt Marson 0, Luke Colleen about 1,000.
Oh. Yeah, what you said. It's an interesting one. This will be an interesting one. Paul Stark and Mitch McDermott. McDermott's got a lot of potential, and he did start to show that last week as well.
We did. It's starting to get settled in at home now for sure. But Paul Stark, he's got quite a lot of experience,
Especially at Wimborne Road.
so he should have the better in Goblin.
And for anyone that's not watched our Speedway goggle box before, this will be slightly different to what we normally do. We'll just be watching and reacting to the action instead of calling it and commentating on it. We will do the heat lineups and the results just so that you know kind of what's happening. But yeah, we'll be watching and reacting as it goes rather than talking you through the action.
Yeah.
And these were always tasty, aren't they, Palmer? These Oxford and Poole meetings.
Certainly a bit spicy after last year. And I think, this meeting today just got a little bit spicy after last week. So
more to do with the inside of the Oxford camp, though, more than anything.
But looking down the program at the minute, them two riders aren't paired together unless one of them takes a tactical substitute.
Which, let's be honest, with Sam in the team, he'll be a tactical anywhere there is one required. And you can use a tactical in the BSN Series, can't
you? Yeah. It's just a knockout cup in our league, you can't use a tactical.
A two-legged tie, and obviously playoff final. and semi-final.
Yeah.
Tobias Thompson gets to go head-to-head with the legend that is rider replacement, and I swear to God that's
Oh.
Adam Roynan's silhouette.
Rider replacement's been getting some shit on the old X or Twitter.
What's he said?
He put something. It was something about the Ipswich Kings Lynn meeting from Monday. He's put something. He put something on. I can't remember what it was word for word, but he put, "I've scored double of what that British insert explicit here Chris Harris has scored today in this one meeting." And then everybody's coming on saying Chris Harris is a legend. Chris Harris is this. Chris Harris is that. Just for context, Chris Harris is a bell end. Personal experience. But yeah, big up rider replacement, absolute hero. And I hope to see him back at Scunthorpe very soon because it doesn't feel right without him.
God. Average score 53 points to 37. That's a bad omen if you're an Oxford supporter.
Good job, we're not Oxford supporters then, innit?
It's a very good job. And it's this is one of a few meetings. It's a busy weekend, but after the weekend, the league turns a little bit more quiet, and league racing turns quiet, especially in the Premiership. There's Jilksy. Right behind him is JJ. I'm surprised Jilks is even here, to be honest, after the way his team manager was with him last week. I'd have told him to go and fuck himself.
He's probably, them rumours that have been going round for the past week, they're probably still very true. But
hopefully Jilksy and JJ have sat and had a chat and put it behind them.
I would like to think that it was maybe
Heat of the moment
heat of
type
the
of thing,
moment.
yeah. Hopefully they have, but there's not a lot of conversation happening between them. Jilks is talking with Sam and Jonas Knudsen, and JJ is just kind of doing his own thing.
As you do. Yeah, I'm looking forward to just sitting and enjoying this one tonight because I'm going to absolutely hate the meter at Poole next week. I might not even bother buying a stream for it.
Is Scunny there?
How did you guess?
Oh, I might buy that. Might have to.
I wouldn't bother.
As long as there's some decent racing.
Yeah, I'll give you 70-20 now. That's very interesting, what we've just seen on the screen.
Wow.
A lot of the riders go one way, like around the A advertising board thing. Jordan Jenkins walks round to the other side of it and then walks round to the bike. Now, whether that's just JJ wanting to get some extra steps in, or is it something different?
Got a step counter to reach. I wonder if Winchester's watching us tonight. Nice to see whoever owns the Poole Stadium have cut the grass. They could have cleaned up the lumps of it, though.
They only did it 20 minutes ago. They haven't got all the time in the world.
And I do like this walkout. The walkout with the nation's flags. Birmingham have robbed this idea for this season.
One of the men collecting the flags looks like a very old Vinnie Ford there, to be honest.
He does, doesn't he? Yeah.
Vinnie Ford in 40 years.
It's interesting how a lot of riders will send their helmets around with a mechanic, but Jilksy, he's notoriously always done this. He likes to carry it out himself. Not many riders do that now.
Man, I've known Jilksy quite a while, and he's got his superstitions about him.
Everyone has a couple though, don't they? Is Alan here now, walking back from walking a dog?
Al, is that you, pal?
It's me, pal.
I should hope so. He's the only other person in this chat.
Other than that Scunthorpe Speedway Designs chat.
Don't know who it is.
I'm absolutely fuming that Winchester won that.
Al, we're live. Shut up.
Oops, I didn't know.
What a penis. We go live on time. You can talk, just not about stuff other than this. We don't all go walking the dogs before we've planned a watch along, Al. Sam Masters could have washed his gloves.
That famous
What a
rider
dog.
replacement.
The legend that is RR.
Alright, a man that's in trouble.
Sam notoriously goes well around Poole as well.
He does.
This is a rider that needs to pick up a little bit. Matt Marson, he's got Cameron Heaps, his spanner man on for him tonight.
What a boy.
Yeah, he needs to pick it up a little bit, and he's just not been good enough so far. I know there's not a lot expected of him, but to be so far behind in every race.
Yeah, it's a difficult one, but I suppose, you know, fair play to him for picking the gig up. But there's
Yeah,
better 2 pointers out there.
yeah, for sure. Couple of Wolves legends here, Zach and Sam. Couple of Aussies are always chilled out anyway. Now Oxford have won the toss, nice handshake, and the riders are off on their little thing. Al, score predictions. Riders to watch first. Al, me and Palmer have done ours.
Okay. I'm gonna go for Oxford for. I'm gonna go boring. I'm going Sam Masters. Yeah. There's no words needed for that one. As for Poole,
If he goes for Richard Lawson, I'm sending him back to his community service.
I'm actually gonna go for Zach Cook. He's been very good round Poole this season so far, and hopefully he can keep that form going. As for a score prediction, I'm gonna go 55-35 to Poole.
Palmer, score prediction.
62-28 for Poole. Fuck Oxford.
I'm going to say 60-30 to Poole.
So, I think it's safe to say we're all in agreement that Poole are going to have a very heavy win.
And to be fair, Cameron Heaps is a big miss for Oxford as well. But with what they've got in their team, rider replacement's just not going to cover it.
With what they've got in the team, yeah, a lot of the Oxford supporters on the greatest internet site
BSF.
of all time, like not Pornhub, the BSF, say Oxford are probably stronger without Heapsy around Poole. So,
Mace didn't get a guest done for him.
Peter Schreck said he wanted to give his riders more rides. I reckon everyone he asked just said nah.
I mean, probably. To be fair, if they watched how Peter Schreck treated Jilksy last week, I wouldn't be wanting to be riding for him either.
Nah, no man. And yeah, so we'll just be reacting as we go. We've got Alan until about 20 past 8 before he goes to play football. And then it'll just be the gruesome twosome for the rest of the night. No, absolutely not.
I'll sack footy off for the night. You've got a night of entertainment in front of you.
And a bit of speedway as well.
Exactly.
As much as I would love to miss the Palmer, I kind of need to play because we're short on numbers.
Fucking hell.
How about you, Paulie?
You're normally the goalpost.
That's fair. I'm normally the one in goals.
How many do you let in?
Normally they let me have like 3 goals. We let 3 goals go in, and then normally it's right. Get up front, don't come back. Just get up there till you score a goal.
No, Al explained it wrong. I was only invited there because he has to take the hoodies that they use as the goals.
He's way more professional than that. We've got a proper goalpost, don't you know?
Well, I didn't think anything was professional up in Scotland.
You ain't doing it properly then. If you're going to play footy, you took a couple of hoodies down and hope for the best. There's Danny Potter, Ford.
Nice looking kitchen there, though, in the pits.
Isn't it? You don't have that everywhere.
Must be cold at my kitchen.
Must be cold at Poole if they're wearing jumpers and hats and gloves.
It has cooled down a lot since last week, to be fair.
It's getting hotter again this week.
Next week we've got it down a bit warmer.
Is that Jilksy and
That looks like
That
the
might be a bit of a
Jokesy and
chin wag.
that's Jokesy and Jonas Knudsen having a.
Yeah.
That's JJ.
Ah,
JJ and Jonas Knudsen having a chin wag there.
I did
Where is
wonder.
Jokesy pitted? I can't see his bike. Is he
He's
next to
probably,
Sam?
yeah, he's next to Sam. This guy here in the black
Got ya.
jacket with
Got ya.
the, yeah, that's his dad.
So
Absolute legend is Jokes' dad.
Jonas Knudsen is the referee between the two of them tonight then.
And that man there looks very old, and the other man is
Midlow.
whoever Neil Middleditch's pal is.
Midlow and his stopwatch.
He can't beat a trusty stopwatch.
Car. I like Richard Lawson's helmet this year. It's better than just a plain white one or whatever. Bit of colour in it.
It's a nice little funky design. It almost looks a little bit like black, white, and pink with some colour in it.
And that looks like it's going to be Jonas Knudsen taking the rider replacement in Heat 1. So Palmer will do the heat lineups. I'll do the results, and we'll have a chinwag about what we're watching on our screens. As of this point, we don't know when our next watch along will be, but we know that there's one now for us to react to.
Yes.
That's a cool little feature. Poole showing the last result of Heat 1 against Plymouth, which was the 23rd of April, and was a 3-all. That Nicola Clint won that, didn't he?
I believe he did.
It was the meeting when he started really well and then went really not so well towards the end.
Talking to Nikolai Clint, his soup's already been made for Plymouth, ready for his home debut that happened fucking weeks ago. So, it was doing lineups again. Do you want me to do them?
You're doing lineups, I'm doing results.
Okay, so going off gate number 1 in the yellow helmet colour, that's Jonas Knudsen. He can be a bit shit. Off gate number 2 in the blue helmet colour, he's not so shit. He's a cult hero, Tobias Thompson. Off gate 3, he's very lanky, but he's not very wanky. That's Sam Masters. And off gate 4, that's Richard Lawson.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, it's going to be a long night.
That's a new one. Oh my God.
Oh, I'm just practicing some things for being on the centre green at Scrunny on Friday.
Is that size, is he? That's size sorted. I'll tell you what, Oxford have gated better. Oxford are on a fucking 5-1 here, Bush.
Oh, I'm not having this.
Now, this is a very rare instance. Richard Lawson's coming straight up the inside.
Richard Lawson's up the inside there. Nice move. If I get so excited on that, what happens if we have 2 passes in a race?
Lawson made a terrible start, and Tobias Thompson's is even worse. Lawson's quick,
to
be fair.
That's been a thing with Lawson this year. He's been crap at the starts.
He don't look as good as he has done in recent seasons. He don't look as on it yet.
He's only just started, though, hasn't it?
That's true. Jonas Knudsen's picking up. His form's getting better. Yeah, people thought he'd just be a bit of a stopgap, but he's doing alright so far for me.
He's doing alright, isn't he?
And that was all she wrote. Well, that's 4 of the 30 points I've predicted Oxford are going to get. Are we going to be proved to be wrong again? Because we went really strong Poole win for the Plymouth meeting as well, and we were wrong. Are we going to be made to look silly again?
Because of my vendetta against Oxford, I hope not.
It's true. Look how dry that track is already. Looks like a proper summer's kind of day down there. The result of Heat 1 was a win for the rider in white, Sam Masters, second in red, Richard Lawson, and third in yellow, Jonas Knudsen. 2 points to Poole, 4 to Oxford with a winning time of 59.22. I like this, we get winning times as well. I like Poole's production this year.
It's a lot better than what it has been in the past few seasons, isn't it?
It looks fantastic. And I do
everything
like
down to everything, even down to the graphics, is just so much better.
Everything's better, yeah. And I do like that we get a winning time. It's very rare on one of these we get to call a winning time, so good move by Lawson coming off 3 and 4 here. Jonas Knudsen put up a bit of drive and went wide. Lawson didn't need a second invitation.
And Portoby towards the rear of the field there. Things could only get better. Talking about things could only get better. Matt Marston, he's been shit so far.
He ain't been great, has he? He's not been great in the National League either.
No.
William Cairns gets in the better for Poole, I think.
June the 20-something.
29th.
Yeah.
Day
William
before
Cairns.
my nan's birthday. So, heat number 2 then going off gate 1 in red. He's no Markey, that's Paul Starkey. Off gate 2 in off gate 2 in white, that's Mitch McMermaid. Off gate 3 in yellow, that's in blue, that's Matt Marson. And off gate number 4, at least he shouldn't kill anybody on the way to Ben's 1 and 2. Luke Killeen, don't hold your breath.
He has a very unorthodox style, doesn't he, Luke Killeen?
Yeah. Yes,
And
he does.
There's a bit of pressure on Stark here because, with all due respect to Matt Marson, I don't see him doing a lot.
Starkey can make the gate, he'll be absolutely fine.
And to be fair, he's not.
He's not made to start. Oxford are going to be on a bloody 5-1 in a minute.
Stark is trying to kill Killeen. Killeen will be having deja vu of that back straight because that's where Vinnie Ford sends him bouncing down.
What a boy, Vinnie Ford.
And this will absolutely be a concern to Poole that their reserves are this poor. Paul Stark should not be being beat by Arthur Strait at home.
Absolutely not. And I wouldn't be surprised if their 2 current reserves aren't released from their contracts very, very shortly, because Poole obviously are notoriously a winning team. And these 2 are just not doing the winning.
They're just not doing the business now. Matt Marson, we know, is only in for a little bit, but Paul Stark should not be being tailed off like this. He just never gets any better, does he?
I never thought Mitch McMermaid's first ever heat win in UK Speedway would come at Poole.
You got a point. And that was pretty much from the tapes, to be honest. Hutty's there, he's gone down with him, what a boy. And his shorts.
Of course he's in his shorts, he hasn't got anything else to wear.
Result of heat number 2 was a win for the rider in white Mitch McDermott, second in yellow Luke Killeen, and third in red Paul Stark. 1 point to Poole, 5 to Oxford, makes the progressive scores after 2. Poole 3, Oxford 9, and the winning time for that one was 59.5 seconds. Makes the aggregate score now 48 points to 54. And how long until the Poole fans turn on Stark and Marson knows his stopgap, you can almost forgive it, but Starkey should be better than this.
He should be a lot better. And to be fair, when I got told that Paul Stark was going to Poole, I had to raise my eyebrows a bit, because it was a very, very bizarre signing. But yeah, there are better riders out there than Stark. It's just if they're willing to go to Poole, and not many people will say no to Poole.
Absolutely not. They're one of the teams that you expect to be there or thereabouts, and
At least it gives me hope that next week we might be all right in the reserves race.
Peter Schreck did a smart move in Heat 1, putting Jonas Knudsen in, obviously RR, because he was off Gate 1, and that's where he finds himself this time.
And anyone can take a ride for RR. For,
Is Heapsy second in their averages?
Yeah.
Crikey.
Yeah, everyone can have an RR ride for Hammy Heats. I've been talking about RRs for Hammy Heats. The man off Gate 1 in the white helmet colour, when he turns up, Jonas Knudsen took the RR and he come third. Off Gate number 2 in the blue helmet colour is the big one, Big Cook, Zach Cook. Off Gate 3 in Yellow, he likes to put his teammates in the fence, according to some. That's Dan Jokes off gate number 4, and the red helmet colour is my favourite ginger. I don't know about yours. Anders Rowe.
And this pairing for Poole have got multiple 5-1s this season already, especially early on in meetings.
They're just a pairing that work.
I wouldn't be
And-
surprised to see Louis Kerr and Zach Cook swap at some point though, especially now with Anders and Louis riding together at Sheffield as well.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Oxford have trapped again.
Oxford have trapped again. This is a bit of a surprise for the Bucks.
And Midlow and Mr. Danny Ford are not going to be happy with this.
Where the bloody hell's Anders going?
Zach's
Shit.
at the back end. Yeah, Anders has got past Jonas Knudsen. Jilksy leads. I wonder if Peter Schreck will acknowledge him if he wins.
I wouldn't expect that from Shrecky. He don't
Anders
like
is-
Jilksy.
Anders is about to pass him. Zach's.
Yeah,
This is like watching Birmingham. Cannot gate. It's exactly like watching Birmingham.
This is a quality race though from Anders, though, to be fair.
It's got some pace
That
in
was
that
quality.
bike, innit? Zach's miles off the back though.
I've put the curse on Zach, Anna.
That might be my fault.
I was going to say, Alan went for him as well.
Al, it's your fault.
Yeah, I'll take responsibility for that one. Story!
Brilliant ride from Anders there, but Oxford will be happy with that, and Poole are going to be really concerned they're being left standing at the tapes in all three of the first three heats. Who'd have thought that Poole would have been in tactical territory at this point?
Mad, innit?
So the result of heat number 3 was a win for the rider in red, Anders Rowe. Second in yellow, Dan Jilks, and third in white, Jonas Knudsen. Zach Cook at the back, points divided 3 apiece with a race winning time of 59.22. The aggregate score now 51 points to Poole, 57 to Oxford. Poole started like this against Plymouth, so we shouldn't really be surprised. They were shit at the start against them as well.
Exactly the same winning time as heat number 1. If you're into your trivia like that. But,
Poole just aren't gating, are they? They're miles back, and we can't even blame the gates because Oxford have had both patterns in the opening 3 heats and they've made it work both times.
Midlow's going to have to sit in for a team talks shortly.
Midlow's going to have to start knocking people out. I'd expect to see Paul start coming for a reserve change in the next one because Matt Marson was probably somewhere closer to Weymouth Beach than he was the Speedway track at Poole.
it's probably closer to Weymouth Speedway, and that's been gone since like 2011.
Good ride from Anders, good ride from Jilks there to chop his nose off, but Anders was just like, sod this, straight around, went round him like he was standing still.
I reckon,
Matt Marson keeps his spot.
This move to Poole for Anders has done him a world of good because it looks like it rides very similar to Sheffield.
Yeah, you got a point.
So, heat number 4 then, he's got more chance of killing people in this one. That's Luke Collini in yellow, off gate 1. Off gate 2, Matt Marson. Off gate 3, he likes to go into the fence on his own, Jordan Jenkins. The outside. Louis 1.
What a boy, one to his friends.
1 to his pals.
One by name, not by nature.
Well, that's at least what would like people to think.
I do like Louis Kerr. Nice fella. Been very unlucky with injuries. I feel like we're either Oxford or Poole TV this year. We've watched these more than anybody, but they just work on our nights.
They just work with our availability, don't they? So big up Poole and fuck you Oxford.
Oxford have gated again. Lewis Kerr's got over there.
Oh,
Terminator's there. Now, if Jordan Jenkins can't ride with Dan Jilks, I'd dread to think what he's going to be like riding with Luke Colleen if Luke Colleen picks up his speed.
You've got a really good bloody point there.
Lewis Kerr's that far out front, he doesn't need to worry about Luke Khalid trying to kill him, to be fair.
And Lewis Kerr looks like he's really enjoying his speedway this year as well. You can see he's got an extra spring in his step.
It's that riding for Poole thing again, innit?
If you're riding for a team that's almost certainly going to be in the playoffs, you start us from scratch when you're in the playoffs, and they expect good things. He's gone a bit wide there though. It's a good job, Jade. Is he broke down? JJ's closed a lot of ground on him. Has his engine gone, or has he got a puncture or something? JJ's going to do him. JJ's done. No, I cursed. Oh, JJ's done him on the line.
Oh,
Did he have a
I don't know,
problem
that
then?
was close.
JJ's done him on the line. I think he's got a problem.
Must have done because he slowed down a hell of a lot.
Proper
That
slowed
might
down.
be a
Has he got a
that
puncture?
might be a little
His engine's
transponder job.
Nah, JJ got that. I'm almost certain JJ got that. He was riding really conservatively there. Something was wrong. JJ's got it by half a bike.
JJ got
Miles ahead of him. And when it's not your night, it's just not your night.
It's not Poole's night tonight.
JJ and Louis Kerr comparing notes there. So the result of Heat 4 was a win for the rider in white. Jordan Jenkins second in red, Lewis Kerr, and third in yellow, Luke Killian with a winning time of 61.32, 2 points to Poole, 4 points to Oxford, and a progressive score 8 points to Poole, 16 to Oxford, and 53.61 on aggregate. Who's in Heat 5, Palmer? Is it Zach and Anders?
Yeah, versus Sam Masters and rider replacement.
Who's in 6?
Richard Lawson and Tobias Thompson versus JJ and Mitch the Mermaid.
Poole need to be looking at possibly putting Lewis Kerr in for Tobias Thompson in that one. They ain't going to want to fall too much further behind.
They allowed tax subs in this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just think because it's 2 legs.
It's not 2 legs though, it's a series.
Isn't 2 legs, Bosh.
What?
It's just like a league meeting.
It's not 2 legs, Al. There's 3 teams in them.
But you know what I mean? It's like 2 legs between these 2 teams.
2 legs between teams in the normal championship as well, Mush. Face each other once home and once away.
Al, you can't use a tactical in our league
In
in
a
a two-legged
tie.
final
Yeah.
or in a knockout putt.
Ben Cook there, Little Cook's helping out for Big Cook.
Big Cook, Little Cook,
Little Cook.
where's Ben's fucking bikes? do. Big Cook, Little Cook, he wants to come and play.
Interesting to see Anders Rose changed his helmet. He's gave up with that yellow one. Louis Kerr
wasn't
looks,
right.
whatever's going on with that bike looks terminal because everything's coming off.
Oh, there goes the tyre.
Everything's going.
That bike's going to be more stripped than a hooker on a Friday night down West Street in Scunny.
Speaking from experience, boss.
Well, I've had a walk down there on a Friday night every now and again. You know, when the speedway's not on.
Wallet in hand.
That's
Just
how
in
Palmer
case.
makes his living when the speedway's not on.
That's how Palmer spends his money, more like.
What money? I've never got any.
You got a point. Yeah,
That's why he's going to walk down those
they're getting that
streets.
second bike ready. That first one's fucked. It's a carb issue.
Carburetor issue, that.
He's changing it over from his second bike onto his first one. And now I'd imagine Poole will do a strategically long track raid to give him time to do that in case they do need to play a tactical in the next one. But this pairing could get a 5-1 back and then all of a sudden tactical's not available.
They could get a 5-1 back.
But unlikely against Sam Masters.
But for 2 words, rider replacement.
And I'd imagine that's probably going to be taken by JJ maybe?
I was thinking Colleen.
Richard Lawson there having a
Jilkson.
chin mug with
Dan
Sam
Jilks.
Masters.
And Peter
Oh, me,
Strokey's having a chat with Jilksy as well.
Oh, Jesus
Oh my
Christ.
God,
We all
stop
know how
that.
they go down.
Looks like they've kissed and made
yep.
up.
Oh.
Could you buy his wife's Facebook profile? Shrek, his wife
God.
would kiss him. Never mind, Jilksy.
I was kind of hoping Peter Streck had just as he pushed that bike off on a little trip.
Oh, that's happened to me a couple of times. Awful when it happens to you, funny when it happens to somebody else.
At least Jelksy and his team manager have made up.
Yeah. Whether he's made up with his teammate is yet to be seen, but, you know.
And even if
Imagine if
things
there
ain't
were two
hunky
in each
dory,
team.
even if things ain't hunky dory between them, you need to put on a united front, don't you? As a team, it's still early in the season.
But heat number 5 off the inside gate, then in the red helmet colour, Anders Rowe. And his partner off gate number 3 in blue, Zach Cook. And for Oxford, well, they're both quite lanky and not really wanky going by their scores today. Off gate 2, that's Dan Jilks. Gate 4, that's Sam Masters.
Sam Masters' points were wrong there. It said 0 points.
I'm sure he's got 3 of them.
Yeah, I think so. And this Poole pairing need to wake up. Poole can't afford to fall any further behind. I bet Craig Hurley's doing the texting for Speedway updates is having a blinder here.
I'll have a look, see what he's been saying.
It's a good job Steve Worrell ain't racing in this.
No, he'll be doing the updates for Poole versus Scuddy next week, won't he?
Zach Cook's made it, Sam's there, Anders has missed it. Oxford are on a 5-1.
Oof.
Good
No,
prove
they're on
that from
14
Jilks
now.
being
No,
signed.
not quite.
And Tactical will still be open. If I was Lewis Kerr, I'd be getting my my helmet and that ready. Zach's now going after Sam. That
Zach's
looked
going
closer than
after
it was.
Sam now, innit?
How can Anders Rowe look so quick in the last one and he's nowhere near in this one? It's such a strange sport, this.
It's
Anders
very
is now
weird,
there.
this. Anders is looking to go at the inside now with Jilksy, isn't he? But I think Jilks is just holding the right line now, isn't he? More than anything.
Jilks is still going after Zach. Jilks has got a bit out of shape. Yeah, it's going to be a 4-2 to Oxford. This, who would have predicted this?
Not me.
Not me either. Wish I'd have gone 55-35 now. But Poole needs to play tactical in the next one. Tobias Thompson's solid enough, but you need to target that Jordan Jenkins and the reserve.
20 points down, 8 to go. Here we fucking go.
Sam Masters looks untouchable out front as well. Result of heat number 5 was a win for the rider in white. Sam Masters, second in blue, Zach Cook, and third in yellow, Dan Jilks. Anders Rowe at the back with a winning time of 60.16. 2 points to Poole, 4 to Oxford, progressively 10 points to 20, on aggregate 55 to 65. And Poole need to show some mettle now. Because they're not used to being in this position, especially at home.
Absolutely not.
Zach made a blinder, Sam just got across him and Jilks. He was there, he was in second initially, but Zach found a bit of speed. Anders was nowhere near off the start, really.
Nah.
Some good action so far.
Disappointing if you're an Oxford hater, this.
Like you.
Hmm.
Be interesting to see if Midlow's played his tactical here. I think you need to, because this is probably their weakest pairing. And with Richard Lawson already in the race, I'd put Louis in.
We say this is their weakest pair of both JJ and Mitch the Mermaid have both had a heat win.
It's different against
Difference against Richard Lawson.
Oxford don't know what gates they're on.
Oh,
Oh God!
Oh.
None of them have got a clue what gates they're on. JJ's
Sounds
on one.
like that.
Mermaid's on 3.
Oh my Christ! If a team manager is on his game, riders will know their colours and their gates.
Only one person to blame for this.
Shrek.
Peter Shrek.
Peter.
And the delay for the Poole boys would suggest that there may be a change coming in here.
Let me have a look at the Speedway updates to see if our pal Craig Hurler's mentioned anything.
I thought JJ
There was a
had the Premier.
tactical. There was a sub coming in.
I thought
But it's
JJ
not
had
who
the
you
Premier.
think.
I thought JJ had the Premier in logo. Then is it Zach Cook by any chance?
It's Zach Cook.
Surprised by that, to be honest. And he will be allowed an extra couple of minutes now, so the Oxford boys are going to be sat there for a while. I'd be going back round to the pits for a minute, to be honest.
Decent tactics this by Paul. If the two Oxford boys are just sat there, their fuel will end up running out and clutches will be heated up massively. And
JJ's going back now, he's changed his mind.
JJ does.
It's harsh on Tobias Thompson, but let's be honest, he was nowhere near in Heat 1, and you need to...
Nah.
You can't afford to fall any further back.
And someone like Paul isn't just going to let, a league like this that Oxford's got.
And if
They're
there's
not going to not do anything about it.
If there's a team Poole are going to want to win against, this is it.
I mean, is it bad I've got so false hope already for next week?
Knowing Scunny's luck, that'll be the week that Poole get it together.
Yeah, I'm expecting a 70-20, that's one.
That purple moon badge looks so much like the Premier Inn logo.
Might be. So, heat number 6, going off the gate number 1 in the white helmet colour. The Oxford Cheetahs number 5, Jordan Jenkins. Off gate number 2 in the red helmet colour, the Poole Pirates number 1, Richard Lawson. Off gate number 3 in yellow, the Oxford Cheetahs number 6, Mitchell the Mermaid. And off gate number 4 in blue, the tactical substitute, the Poole Pirates number 4, Zach Cook.
Mitch McDermott's got some nice bike covers, you went missing them in a dark alley.
I sounded so camp then. I am never announcing an I looks like that. Don't know how you do it. Richard Lawson's done a little pirouette on his bike, a little turny.
Little turny, he says.
As ever, the most insightful of information here that shoots some shale.
Zach's gated, Lawson's gated, Zach's
Lawson's it.
Mitch McMermaid's just about to pass Richard Lawson. Oh my god.
Jesus.
Wow.
Mitch McDermott to Poole for 2026.
And Lawson's got no answer for him.
Yeah, and Jenkins is closing in on Zach Cook.
Poole are about to squander their tactical substitute ride.
Poole are about to get their asses handed to them. By, let's be honest, by a crap Oxford team.
And with rider replacements still having 2 rides and Mitch McDermott riding like this. And the reserves can take as many as they want. Exactly that, yeah. Who needs Sam Masters? And Lawson had no answer.
Now.
No answer.
I didn't even realise that was the last lap.
I can imagine how quiet this... Look at that, how camp that run is from Hutty. What is he doing? Have you been hanging around Elliot?
I whine.
Thought that cameraman was Max Perry then. The result of Heat 6 was a win for the rider in yellow, Mitch McDermott. Second in red, Richard Lawson, and third in blue, the tactical substitute, Zach Cook, with a winning time of 60.56 points divided 3 apiece. 13, 26, 58, 68 on aggregate. Nobody saw this coming. Alan stunned into silence. He won't be able to go to football because his jaw will have fell off.
My jaw's on the brink of falling off, Bush.
Did we underestimate Oxford, or have Poole just started proper shit?
I mean, if anyone's capable of turning this around, it's Poole. But I'm starting to think my 62-28 might be
Little bit wrong.
happening in the other direction. I mean, I never thought at 8-6 I'd be saying 23 points down, 5 points to go.
No. And Poole will be concerned because they started poorly against Plymouth, but they were back in it and ahead by this point. I think against them, there's no real signs of them getting back in it yet, to be honest.
I mean, it helps when you've got a team where your reserves aren't dog shit. Hey, number 7, then your lineup off the inside gate in the red helmet colour. Louis 1, off gate 2 in the white helmet colour. That's Jonas Knudsen. Off gate number 3 in the blue helmet colour. That's Paul Stark. And off the outside gate in yellow, Daniel Gilks. Daniel obviously qualified for the British finals. You're looking to win that on Monday.
Tough lineup. Well, tough couple of riders in it. I don't think it's the strongest lineup we've ever seen for the British final, so some of the youngsters can throw in a shot or two.
To be honest, I reckon the Championship League Riders final line up stronger than what the British final does this year.
Probably, yeah, you're probably right. Interesting little tidbit. Who were the team last season that ended Poole's unbeaten home record of about 3.5 years?
It was these, wasn't it?
It was Oxford.
Poole still got that in their minds. And it's fucking with them. Oxford have gated again, but Lewis Kerr's just there. Paul Stark, absolute sack of shite.
Stark is going to stack it. He's shit, he is. Properly shit.
Glasgow, take back your Iron Man.
Their star reserve, who a lot was expected of, is going to be on 1 point from 2 races. Lewis Kerr.
If you want me to make...
Carry on.
If you want me to make that stat worse, both the Poole reserves will be on 1 point from 4 rides.
Jesus. There are better riders not racing in the league currently than Paul Stark on around a similar average that don't have a team spot, and this clown's taking up a team spot with Poole.
I mean, the guy was an absolute fucking nutcase.
Zane Kennedy.
No, he's mine.
Zane Kelleher.
Kelleher.
He burnt all of his bridges with everybody, I think.
Yeah, he has. There's a reason he hasn't been back in British Speedway.
Heat number 7 was win for the rider in red, Lewis Kerr. Second in yellow, Dan Gilks. And third in white, Jonas Knudsen. Points again divided, 3 apiece. 16 points to 26, 61 to 71 on aggregate, with a winning time of 61.28. Al, what you making of this? I reckon even Glasgow could beat this Poole team at the moment.
I reckon even Scunthorpe could beat this Poole team at this moment. He's very good, have they?
Not
Honestly,
being very good.
I think we underestimated Oxford here.
We
tonight.
overestimated Poole.
Yeah. Mitch McDermott's been the star man for Oxford.
It's been fantastic.
Nobody saw Mitch McMurmaid scoring 6 points from 2 rides.
As for the star man for Poole, it's got to be Paul Stark. He's been absolutely useless.
Nice to see Paul's got a new TV screen in the pits.
That means that people can watch how shit this is from high definition. I better put
Oh
these
no,
jelly beans away.
Polar skin.
definitely
It's only a Polar skin. It's just a standard definition TV. They just got off marketplace with 40 quid.
I definitely need to put these jelly beans away, otherwise I'm going to be really fat. Midlow saying, "Oh Ben, can you get out there, son?"
Is your wrist alright? Can you get back out there and ride?
When he's fit, I won't be surprised to see him come back into this team.
Now we've been saying this privately for ages, haven't we?
Yeah.
Ben Cook will be back in the championship in no time.
Who does he replace in the Poole team?
Especially after this injury as well.
Yeah.
Who does he replace? Now that's the question. It may end up being sod knows. It'd have to be Lewis Kerr or Zach. They wouldn't get rid of Zach. But then Lewis Kerr's been fantastic so far tonight. Should be unbeaten. And they won't get rid of Lawson.
Well, got to be that man then on screen.
They'd have to do a 2 in 2 out. They'd probably have to get rid of Tobias Thompson and Starkey.
And bring back Matt Marson.
And bring
Keep
in
Marson
Matt
and bring in.
And have a reserve pairing of Will Cairns and Matt Marson.
The reserve pairing of Will Cairns and Matt Marson wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, because Will Cairns will be in the top 5 by the end of the season.
Especially with them riding like this. Wonder if Winchester's tuned in tonight. He's normally tuned in. I hadn't heard of him tonight. And had the old tuned in as always message. Paul having a regroup.
He's still giving him a row.
Winchester loves watching Paul get beat. We give him the opportunity to join in with this. What does he do? Bottles it.
Tractor's going faster than some of these Pool riders.
What is that tractor grading? I've seen more dirt on Scunny in the last 12 years.
That looks very slick, don't it? It's unusually slick for Pool. They're notoriously got a bit of gripping.
This is probably why Paul is struggling. Because judging from a certain promoter's comments the other day regarding Oxford, their track was very, very slick.
Oh, Toller.
Yes.
And that's probably why Oxford are doing well at the moment. Winchester is indeed watching.
Oh, that's a shame.
Why do you want to discourage him from watching now?
I don't, it's just funny just saying it's a shame.
You're a penis, you are. Ben Cook standing there like, when did this team become so shit? I've only been gone for a few weeks and here we are. Awful. That's why there's no dirt on the track. Half of it's in Richard Lawson's pit bay.
And the other half of it's at Glasgow.
And Glasgow's track was deep the other day, weren't it? My God.
Even Graves aren't that deep.
Dan Gilks watching the telly box with Jonas Knudsen, watching themselves on the telly box at the moment.
Watching themselves.
Luke
Jonas
Killian
is
comes
just
out.
Like...
And Sam
Jonas
Masters is
Knudsen.
the tap rider replacement. My God. Tobias Thompson's not winning this Heat 8, I don't think. Jesus Christ.
Best place to use Sam Masters if I played to Peter Stroke.
I'd have put Mitch McDermott in. I'd have given him an opportunity in this one. Although this is the only one Sam could take. But imagine a world if Sam Masters doesn't win this.
Imagine a world where Matt Marson scores a point in this.
I think that would take some imagining, to be honest. Matt Marson's out, Paul Stark's in. That's like throwing shit at the wall and hope it sticks. That's no better.
Got a point, Rush. You've got a point.
I'd rather Jessup if I was a Pool fan.
Did you not see him at the 2022 NDL final? So, heat number 8, your lineup off gate number 1 in blue, that's a reserve switch, Paul Stark. Off gate number 2 in yellow, He's my little enemy, Luke Colleen, off
Yeah.
gate 3 in red. He's not an enemy, he's an hero. That's Tobias Thompson, although he's a bit crap. And off gate 4, the red replacement that doesn't need to be out there, Sam Masters.
Well, 2 of the Poole boys have gated. Luke Killeen's been sent for the burger by Starkey. Tobias looks quicker, to be honest.
He does look quick.
Luke Killeen's trying to kill somebody.
And he's gonna kill himself.
Tobias is putting Sam under some pressure. It looked closer actually than it was. That camera's deceiving.
Oh shit, oof.
This track looks rough, man.
This track is not normal pull.
No, it's not.
Not normal pull at all.
Tobias ain't letting Sam get away though, to be fair. Luke Killeen's miles at the back. Stark is going to double his tally and double the Poole reserves combined tally as well. I wonder if we'll get donuts from Tobias for that. Because if it was anybody else, he'd have won that race.
100%.
He kept Sam honest as well, there's no harm in that. Luke Killeen, I thought he was going to kill somebody in that 3rd and 4th turn on the 2nd lap. Senna Summers is spannering for Luke Killeen. He does a lot of spannering, doesn't he, Senna? Doing speedway properly.
Hmm.
And the result of Heat 8 was a win, shockingly, for the rider in white, Sam Masters, the reserves race, won by
Never.
1. I know, I ain't having it. 2nd in red, Tobias Thompson, and 3rd in blue, Paul Stark. Another 3-all, 19.29 with a winning time of 61.15. 64.74 on aggregate. Poole need a maximum in this one to take off some of the gap. They need a couple of 5-1s. 3-alls just ain't going to do it.
29 down, -1 to go. That was a good gate there from Tobias, but Samuel just got to the first bend first.
Is it this lap or the next one? That were there? I thought he was killing somebody.
He looked like he was going in the airbags, didn't he?
I thought Tobias had him there. That camera angle was quite deceiving. Unbeaten Mitch McDermott comes out now as well. I'd be interested to get Winchester's thoughts on this, because Winchester does love when Poole are losing, and hates when Poole are winning.
He only had to pay £3 and he could have been involved in this.
Anders Rowe and Zach Cook really need to step it up in this one.
Let's be honest, Jordan Jenkins wasn't much cop in Heat 6, was he?
No. The threat for Oxford, I think, in this one is Mitch McDermott. And to be fair, Zach weren't a lot of cop in his tactical ride either.
But he beat Jordan Jenkins, who he's against now. Well, the long night for Poole continues with heat number 9 off gate 1 in blue. Zach Cook off gate 2 in white. Jordan Jenkins off gate 3 in red. Anders Rowe. And off gate 4 in yellow. Mitch the Mermaid.
I'm ignoring these points because they're wrong. Mitch McDermott's are wrong as well. Sam Masters is still said 0 up before Heat 8, and now Mitch McDermott's still saying 3.
I hope Shrek is not looking at these points because he'll be thinking it's a cheap day out at Poole for him.
Zach was twitchy then. Poole have gated though.
Poole have gated and they're currently on a 5-1, which is the important bit.
I wouldn't have been surprised to see that come back. Zach was really twitchy. Anders Rowe's trying as best as he can to fuck this up. Mitch McDermott's there. Mitch McDermott is quick. Jordan Jenkins is miles at the back.
Jenkins is notoriously crap around Poole.
A lot of riders are. It's a bogey track for a fair few riders, isn't it, Poole? Poole riders, more particular. Tonight he's going to do him here. Ooh. McDermott's definitely faster than Rowe. There's no two ways about that. He's cool.
Oh, getting a bit too close for comfort to the fence there, I think, was the old mermaid.
He's put himself back a little bit now. Anders Rowe didn't have the speed there, but he's going to hold on, and that's a massive 5-1 Poole. Mitch
The
McDermott
comeback
was
is
very
on.
quick though, very quick, and I think Poole have found their guest if they need one for a reserve anytime.
Yeah, 100%.
Zach was very twitchy though at that start.
30 points down, -6 to go. Let's go.
I'll let you go to football in a minute, boss.
I was just about to message to say that's me off to the footy. I was waiting until you were finished this week.
Result of 8-9 was a win for the rider in blue, Zach Cook. Second in red, Anders Rowe. And third in yellow, Mitch McDermott. 5-1 to Poole. 24-30 on the night. 69 way! 75 on aggregate with a winning time of 60.5 seconds.
I'd like to apologise for my colleagues' immaturity. If I'd have done that, I'd have joined in. I'd have joined.
Should we do that again? Ignore the last 10 seconds. Parma, look at the aggregate score.
Way! There we go.
Oh,
no. We're so mature.
Yeah, like a mild cheese.
I think you've got the aggregate score wrong, me old fruit. Unless I'm reading that wrong.
It don't update until after the heat. This is during the heat, which was the right aggregate score. See?
There we
yeah,
go.
I take that back. I'm going to go now before I make another mess of this.
Bye, Al.
Bye, Al. Don't be shit.
What a penis. Jonas Knudson's looked alright, to be honest.
Riding all 3 of his rides.
Tobias Thompson looked better last time out. Will be frustrated to have been tax subbed out, especially when Zach didn't really capitalise on it. But he looked better last time out, and he's off arguably the favoured gate 4 as well. Whatever Midlow said has worked so far.
100%. 100%. The Poole comeback is well and truly on.
When we have the next track raid, I think we'll take a little breather as well.
That's not a bad idea. Heat 10, the lineup went off gate number 1 in the blue helmet colour. He's going to scare them, apparently. That's Tobias Thompson off gate 2 in yellow. That's Don Jokes off gate 3 in red. He still needs an haircut. Richard Lawson and off gate 4. It's Jonas Knudsen.
Two heats in for Lawson, and he's not won one yet.
He'll be very concerned about that.
I think Poole will be very concerned about that. He was nigh on unbeatable round here last season.
I mean, I'm a Scunthorpe supporter and I'm very concerned about it.
You think that Stevie Worrell's got half a chance next week?
Realisation will hit me as soon as Heat 1 hits.
To be fair, Steve generally goes well at Poole.
Yeah, but he's doubled up every year, barring this year. Oxford have gated again, but Lawson's there.
Tobias Thompson's at the back there. And this will do Oxford nicely. This will do Oxford absolutely fine. Thompson nearly killed Jonas Knudsen, then two-wheeled it straight into the corner. That's his race, I think. It's quick, to be fair, but there ain't a lot of material. There's not a lot of material.
The Oxford boys are just the team riding this to perfection, aren't they?
Yeah. And Tobias Thompson's dropped back now. There's nothing really in it. Lawson's clear, but it don't really matter if his teammates at the back when you need to be getting a couple of heat advantages to get it back level. And there's just no material.
No, there isn't.
Oh, Jukes is gone! I don't like the fact that fan just cheered. That fan just cheered and threw his arms in the air and celebrated 8 people like that. Don't be a cunt, pal.
No. Hopefully Jokes is alright.
Nice fella, any Jokes there. not about people putting their hands in the air and celebrating when a rider falls off.
Yes, not nice, and that was a very luckily gifted point for Tobias Thompson there.
I think Jokes' chain might have gone. He straightened up very abruptly. Peter Schreck showing just how little he actually gives a shit, because he was going to walk out and now he's changed his mind.
Of course he did, the useless fat cunt. Sorry, I just don't like Shrek.
Jokes is done, and now he's going for a stroll to see if he's alright. Lets the fella shut the gates and then decides to come through it. Feels like he's almost had to force himself to go and check on Jokesy though.
Anybody'd think there was some favouritism in the Oxford pits for a certain somebody.
And neither of us have an issue with Jokesy's still down and hurt.
That's concerning. That's very concerning, that.
Yeah, it's not great, that. Hopefully he's alright. His bike's going back to the pits. It's took a bit of a whack. Jokesy keeps things so simple, doesn't he? And we've cut to Scotty Mitchell on the old comms. So we're not going to... There we go, Peter Schreck, he's heading over now. We're not going to see it though, because they've cut the camera away.
This geezer here in the yellow suit, pal of mine called Sam Peters, been spotted on the telly.
Ambulance is coming round. That's not what you want to see.
This isn't good.
And the ambulance... What are they doing with the tapes? Ambulance are... Run, go on, Forrest, run.
Run, fatty, run!
It's not me, you know.
Oh, no. No.
Does having an ambulance drive over the track do anything to the lines or the starts, especially when they drive over them?
It depends, really, how much material's on the track. Like, it... it makes the track weird if you've got a lot of material on it, because essentially the wheels on the ambulance are just tyre packing the material it runs over.
Yeah.
Whereas if you've got a track like this evening, I don't think it's really going to make much of a difference.
It can't make it much worse, let's be honest.
I mean, if Poole could have a track like this next week, then, you know, it could be
Scunny
a
might
big
be
shock.
in. I was going to say Scunny will be in their element. Heat number 10 has been awarded with a win to the rider in red, Richard Lawson. Second in white, Jonas Lundsen. And third in blue, Tobias Thompson. 4-2 to Poole with a winning time of 61.12. 28 to Poole. 32 to Oxford. 73-77 on aggregate. But that don't really matter at the moment. Hopefully Jokes has always got one of the biggest meetings potentially of his career coming up on Monday, and don't want to be seeing him missing out due to injury.
No. And it's... They always tell you it's something like a simple chain or something that can have the most impact on you as well. So, you know, hopefully Jokes is just a little bit winded and he'll be alright for the British final on Monday, but looking at the live pictures, I wouldn't be banking on that.
Doesn't look great, does it? And that's the issue when your bike stops abruptly like that and you're just a passenger and you're just launched off, and there's not really a lot that you can do about it.
No, 100%.
Richard Lawson being very animated in the pits with Tobias Thompson.
I mean, if that's what Richard Lawson likes to do in the club, then let Richard Lawson do Richard Lawson.
Some funky dance moves, isn't he?
What do you call this move? I call it the picky uppy grippy.
There's been no. The cameras obviously stay off riders whilst they're being treated as they should. Hopefully, we'll see uh, Dan Jokes up and about soon. What other meetings are coming
Hopefully.
up the rest of this week? So anything tomorrow?
So, we don't. I'll have a look for you now, actually. British Speedway. Come on, pal, when you want to load. No meetings tomorrow.
Blimey.
Friday, we've got some BSN Series action in the Scottish group. Nobody cares about that, but Glasgow face Edinburgh for the 84,000th time this season. And in the group that does matter, Scunthorpe take on Workington,
Which is on BSN. Hutty and the
which is
Oxford
on BSN.
Hutty and the Oxford promotion going out for a stroll to see what's going on, and they're just going for a nosy over the fence. Forget that.
They're just going for a nosy. They don't care about their fallen team member. And in the Knockout Cup on Friday, Redcar Bears take on the Berwick Bandits. On Saturday, Workington College take on the Redcar Bears in the BSN Series. And in the Championship on BSN, Plymouth take on Glasgow. Be a fairly straightforward away win there. And in the National Development League, Edinburgh Academy take on the Bellevue Colts. And on Sunday, in the National Development Trophy, the Leicester Fox Cubs take on the Kings Lynn Young Stars. And then on Monday, it's the British final. Then next Wednesday is Poole versus Scunny. And then a week tomorrow on BSN is Leicester versus Kings Lynn. So if they're pointing the cameras in my face, I'll give you a wave. Oxford Spires versus Bellevue Aces. And I do wish this meeting was a week back. The big battle of the big guns in the Premiership, Sheffield versus Ipswich.
Ooh,
That could be
that'll be
tasty.
tasty. That'll be very tasty. Yeah, it could be a good one, that. And you're off on your jollies to Poland.
And yeah, next Thursday, the 15th, I met the trip to Leicester. Gonna go watch Leicester get beat by Kings Lynn. And then myself, Callum, and Jack will be going in a car down from Jack's house to Stansted Airport. And catch a flight to get to the Warsaw GP. So if you was looking to get my autograph to the Scunthorpe Glasgow meeting week on Friday, so as to tell your pals I won't be there.
It's a good job you know a fella that'll take over your graphics geek for the evening, though, eh?
Well, there is that, yeah.
Gary May's there, having a chinwag with Paul Stark.
Paul Stark to Plymouth question mark.
And while we've got a minute, should we flash up the cheeky advert for D&D? We ain't done this for a little while.
we haven't
Two
really
meetings on
plugged our
Monday and we ain't put one up, have we?
so a little cheeky plug for ourselves. We do social media, we do graphics, we can design stuff for you, we can give you good social media management. So if you are looking to improve your social media, we don't just do Speedway, we just specialise in it. Then hit us up. Details are on the graphic that should be on your screen now.
It is. Apologies, I had a cough come out of nowhere.
Don't you be getting this lurgy I've had for the past 3 days.
I've had it for the last 6 weeks on and off. The joy. Shall we take a quick breather whilst these are having a deal with jokes?
Let's take a minute. Hello all. We have decided to return while the ambulance is just leaving the premises now. From current team scores: Richard Lawson 7, Tobias Thompson 3, Anders Rowe 5 and 1, 6 and 1, Lewis Kerr 5, Paul Stark 2 and 1, Matt Marson Call, Sam Masters 9, Red Replacement, Jonas Knudsen 5 and 2, Dan Jokes 5, Jordan Jenkins 3, Mitch the Mermaid 7, Luke Colleen 3 and 1. Makes the progressive scores 28 to 32.
And the aggregate 73 to 77. Looks like Jokes is off to hospital. His pit bay and toolbox and bikes and everything have all been put away.
Yeah, it's not a nice sign, especially when it's one of your pals.
Yeah, 100%. Hopefully that's more precaution than anything else. Hopefully we'll be underway soon. The ambulance is going out the back door.
Hopefully they've got a second.
Unless that is the second ambulance that's just pulled up there. Or is that the medical room? I don't know, but if the doctors had to go, we could be in for a
The
while
doctors
longer.
had to go. We could be in for even more of a delay. Jonas Knudsen having a chinwag with Tobias Thompson and Anders Rowe, asking Peter Schreck how he is. Peter Schreck completely blanking him. What's Anders done to deserve that?
Being mates with Dan Jokes.
Yeah, fair point.
They're showing more highlights from last year when Paul Stark guested for Oxford, and now he's riding for Poole against Oxford. Such are the wonders of life.
Such are the wonders of British Speedway, eh?
It's a funny old game.
Speedway's a funny old game.
You got a point.
You'll be rivals one night in Britain and then teammates in Sweden the next night. Then they'll probably have Wednesday night off. And they'll fly somewhere else, I don't know, Croatia on the Thursday, and they'll be teammates, and then they'll come to Poland on Friday and they'll be enemies, and then they'll come back to the UK and they'll be teammates again.
Funny old game. Notice if Paul Stark was as shit in this as he is tonight. Ben Cook's all out of shape there.
Just a tad,
We're trying to do a bit of filler here while they're doing some form of track grading. They've took their interval early. And it was all going so well, we were on a good pace.
This track here from last year looks a lot better than what the track looks like now.
Shit tonight, isn't it? It was too bad in the Plymouth meeting, but how it's got to what it is tonight.
Probably a lot of it will be down to the weather.
It ain't exactly been warm though, to be fair.
Well, no, you've got a point. But it is getting warmer from tomorrow and Friday.
Yeah, it's
going to be 20 odd degrees at Scunny on Friday. So if you're coming to Scunny on Friday, wear a big coat.
Because it'll be freezing cold by the time the meeting starts. Okay, boys, track grading's done. Ambulance is gone. Get the doctor back and we'll crack on.
If you ask very nicely, they might send in the doctor of ergonomics from America.
Good old Jonathan. But don't panic, you ain't going to be able to see him.
Oh, that's just reminded me, and he's ruined my whole night. He's ruined my life. He's broke up with us.
Shocking. We're all going to go into breakup depression.
I know. It's already hit.
Hit it back, don't you stand for it.
But yeah, hopefully Jokes is alright and we could carry this meeting on. Scotty Mitchell looks like someone's giving him a bollocking.
Strange they have a camera set up on the commentators though.
BSN have now as well.
Oh, have that? Yeah, they have, yeah. Yeah, they're normally eating though, the greedy shits.
To be fair, Rush, probably a we.
Yeah, I'll finish snacking for the night. Put my jelly beans down before they all go. Just see Matt
Okay,
Marson
fine.
on screen. He's not been great, but I do really feel bad for him. It's got to be difficult to fire yourself up when you know you're only in short term.
Yeah, he hasn't been great, really, has he? He- I'm not saying he was always going to be as poor as what he's been, but
I was going to say, we expected him to maybe give Poole a little bit of a decision to make, but he's not done anything of the sort, has he? There's no bikes warming up either at the minute, which is a bit of a concern.
very concerning this.
This could turn
I
into a
just
long
wonder.
night.
I think we've only got an hour left on the curfew.
We definitely ain't got an hour left on the stream, otherwise I'm going to be in big trouble.
Like big trouble.
Big trouble, yeah. Maybe till 20 past ish. I ain't getting in bloody trouble. I've done well to stay in the good books lately. Sam Masters would be forgiven for thinking he was part of the Poole team.
Yeah, you looking at these pictures, you'd have thought he was a shoe-in with the Pirates.
Richard
Maybe
Lawson,
he wants to be a pirate again.
Ben and Zach Cook and Louis Kerr all having a chinwag with Sam Masters and his coffee.
I mean, it looks a bit nippy there, so I can't blame him for having a go.
I like the look of that burger van on the first turn. Yeah, jokes. His pit bay is completely empty and his van's probably followed him to hospital, unless he's in the medical room, but it's not ideal. Second week in a row there's been an issue and an incident involving Jokesy. Obviously tonight a crash. Not ideal. It's ironic that we talk about Jokesy's crash and we zoomed in on the back of his best mate.
We talk about Jokes' crash and then they show JJ.
This is the issue with Speedway, especially if you only have one ambulance. They're still in the medical room by the looks of it because there's a fella being nosy towards the ambulance. There's a logo we ain't going to see again for a while. GC Race Products. Oh, Gareth, what a boy.
Big up Gaza. What a boy.
Gem of a man. Nice
I
bike
still need
covers as well, the pink ones. I do
I
like
need to
pink.
pick the rest of them scarves up, actually. That's reminded me.
From where?
It's for this track.
Oh, okay.
If they're still there on Friday, I'll flog them myself. Make a little bit of extra pocket money.
Good bit of promotion for Wessex Marine, eh?
Yeah, for sure. Looks like Charlie Southwick's by that.
It is Charlie Southwick's bike. You've just saw the C. Southwick on the pit mat, haven't you?
Not quite what I had in mind, but I'll take it.
Sounded like Alan then.
Shall we do a Glasgow and just have a running race on the grass?
Me and you'll be the referee, because we don't run, unless it's to the food van.
Yeah, we'll sort the prize giving out to everybody. Oh, sorry guys, we've eaten all your sweets.
Was it Ben Cook's hand he broke? Because he's got a thing,
Wrist,
a brace. Oh, I was going to say, he's got a brace holding his entire arm steady there.
Yeah, it's something with his wrist, I think.
I like this little glitch effect that Poole have got on the names and numbers this season. It's on the pit boards as well.
Apologies, I'm very tired.
There's genuinely a real chance we may end up having to cut this short.
There is.
I do like that glitch effect. It keeps in with the suits. Zach and Louis having a chinwag.
It does look really good.
And the irony of Speedway, like you said earlier, these two were opposition on a busy bank holiday for Poole and Sheffield respectively.
100%.
It's a funny old game. It's a strange old game.
You wouldn't get this in anything else.
Imagine going to play for Liverpool one day and then Walsall FC the next.
bloody hell want to play for all. But you've got a point.
We're going back to another race from last year. Oh my god.
Not another one.
Has anything been put on updates by our pal Mr. Hurl?
Excuse me. I'm just going to have a look now, my old friend. P for Poole. Poole the Oxford. Jilks has been withdrawn from the meeting. We're just waiting for a second ambulance to come and transport Jilksy to hospital.
We could be here for a while then.
With every chance.
We'll give you sort of 10 minutes or so, and
Yeah.
if nothing's happened, then we'll probably call this one for the evening and just continue watching it.
Yeah.
There ain't a lot you can really do if you're waiting, and you don't know what time it's going to turn up.
If it turns up at all, that is, of course.
If it turns up at all, yeah. The state the NHS is in at the moment, there's no guarantee of that, is there?
You're telling me.
Yeah.
Been a big use of the NHS over the past 6 months.
You got a point. But look on the bright
Yeah.
side, at least soon you ain't going to have to hobble around Butlins on crutches.
Well, no, you've got a point. I'll hobble around Poland instead.
You taking them with you?
Just to be on the safe side. I don't intend to use them, but better to be safe than sorry, innit?
Yeah, you got a point. You got a very good point. And we're just seeing races from last year's grand final, which Poole won comfortably.
Yeah.
They've done track prep, and it looks grippier now than it has or not. Even the mascot girl's got a set of kevies.
Fair play to Paul for funding her some kevis.
Nice bike. I do like a pink bike.
Yeah, this delay isn't helping anybody, is it, at the minute?
I say all the riders, all the bikes have all got to warm up again if we get started again. And it's going dark, the track will have changed.
I mean, we've had 10 heats, so...
They could award it, but they'll obviously try and wait till the curfew. It just depends on what the update is from the ambulance, I suppose. But
sure, there's a curfew. In fact, I'm going to ask my pal.
the ambulance is parked up in the background there by the medical room. Headlights on and stuff, they're just waiting for the secondary one. But as you say, you don't know how long that's going to take. And we've got some D&D media business to sort out tomorrow as well, Mush. So that'll be fun. The calm before the storm and all that.
Yeah, you've got a point, me old China.
It's a funky looking shop.
The lovely porter cabin, that.
I wish they'd put their merchandise on the website, because this year's merch is nice.
Helen, message Danny Ford on Facebook. Craig says he believes the curfew's 10:30.
Christ, they ain't gonna call this off anytime soon then. At least our curfew's not that late, we can call it off the watch along at any point. So we'll give it a few more minutes and see what happens.
So we can do, innit? She looks very scary.
Who?
Her than the red hair.
Oh.
When she looked at the camera, she looked quite...
And there, next to the fella with the Poole Pirates hoodie on, is the fella that stuck his arms in the air when Jilksy crashed. I bet he feels like a dick now, doesn't he? Hurley says, "All right, lads," in the the YouTube comments. What a boy, Hurley. Fantastic updates on updates, pal.
You're doing a good job there, me old China.
Oh, and Hurley, go and give the fella next to the bloke in the pool hoodie by the start line a slap for cheering when Jokesy crashed. Knobhead.
You know, right? There's one guy at Red Car, and he looks exactly like that bloke. Every time a Red Car opposition falls off, he cheers.
Just no need of people like that. Jokesy says, Hurley says the track ambulance has taken Jokes to hospital. That must have been what was sat outside the gate then, just now.
That's probably what it is then. That's not ideal.
Nah, they've either could have to wait for that to come back, could have to wait for another one. Oh dear.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
We'll give it till 1:15, saying if there's no clear direction, we'll sack off the rest of the watch along.
Can't Poole pay someone just to take Jokesy in the car?
Depends what the injury is, I suppose, but that's not good for the British final.
Not good for the paying public that's turned up either.
Have no time for that rubbish. Not a true pool or speedway fan. Got a point early.
No, he's got a point.
There's always the ironic, hey, but you do that sort of when there's an exclusion, not when somebody falls off. You don't stand there and throw your arms in the air and celebrate someone's fell off, because that's just a dickish thing to do.
Even if the accident like Jokesy happened on the fourth bend, but the rider is like past the flag or whatever, you don't celebrate till you know if the rider's okay. And in this case, we don't know if the rider's okay.
I want to know why Hurley was missing from last night's STS match anyway. He threw Winchester into a position where he had to ride. Shocking.
Hocking.
Looks like the wind's picking up a little bit at Poole as well.
Talking about Hurley, I've got him in the VSGB League tomorrow night at 8 o'clock.
Might have to watch that spreadsheet, see if you managed to win or not. You know what we say, Parma? DBS.
Funny VSGB.
It's almost like the British and Australian Championships, this, with a sprinkling of Danes. I was playing cricket, local derby. It's as bad of an excuse as Toby had going to play SC UK. Toby missed the meeting for us and scored 3 points in SC UK. Penis. Danny Potter looks focused, but no idea what's going on. 75-15 to Parmac. Hurley's waving the white flag. Sounds a bit like Alan.
I wouldn't bank on that early. My team are crap.
Is it the team or is it the manager?
Definitely the team.
Who built that team?
It helps if the manager was to give a shit. Unfortunately, he doesn't.
And yeah, that ambulance has gone, so there's now no track ambulance at the moment, which means the meeting cannot carry on at this point.
Yeah, this isn't ideal at all.
It was going far too smoothly. When we got to heat 10 and it was like 10 to 9, quarter to 9.
Let me just do some...
The first X-ray, Hurley, or has there been any more? The first one when he actually did the break, yeah, looked a bit mangled, didn't it? Richard Lawson's bike in the pits is just a bench for wayward pool riders.
So, according to our very good friend of Google Maps, Poole Hospital is 3 minutes drive away from Poole Speedway.
It just depends how long it takes them to get him checked in and stuff, or whether they can leave him with somebody else.
It does. I would imagine his dad will have gone in the van, like behind them, so maybe they'll be able to leave him with his dad. Oh yeah. And we just then have to hope that one have dropped Dilsey off, that they don't stop at Aldi
Is
for
this
a
track?
sandwich.
Is this track as bad as the meet as it looks on the stream early? It looks so slick, it's unbelievable. Ben Cook's being interviewed by the centre green fella.
That he is.
The irony the rider we've used for the Oxford team is the rider not riding. The issue you'll have with A&E is the handover of what they've done will take 20 or 30 minutes if they're lucky. Yeah, this is going to be a long delay, this.
This is going to be a long night, innit?
We'll give it a couple more minutes. I don't expect a lot to change, and then we'll probably sack off the rest of the watch along.
Yeah, I think I would, much to be honest.
Just no idea what time it is a tad slick. It looks awful. There's no material on it.
100%.
And we don't actually know when our next watch along is going to be, Palmer. Which is unusual for us. I might see if Alan's around. I might do one with Al for the under 21 final at Glasgow, whilst you're sunning yourself in Polska.
Yeah, it's due to be about 25 degrees over there.
You're going to die. D&D Media is going to go to Fat D Media with no other D.
Yeah, Hurley says he reckons we're waiting 20 or 30 minutes.
Yeah, this...
We may as well call our stream off now, hadn't we?
Yeah, it's probably for the best, I think. So keep an eye on our social media as always, and Palmer will wrap us up for this one.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, people. It's just one of them things that can't be helped, and obviously when somebody's got evening commitments like Mr. Dill normally has, obviously we wouldn't want to keep him waiting too much longer, and if we're still waiting half hour, then yeah, we may as well call our watch along a day now.
Do you want to tell people where they can follow if they don't already, and give us a good old Palmer farewell, like only you can?
Well, if you don't follow us, then follow us on YouTube, Central Trail D&D Media. Follow us on Facebook, D&D Media. We have got a website, which is D&D Media designs.weebly.com, I think.
Yep.
It'll be somewhere on the internet. Just and if you see us in person, you're lucky bastards. But if you ask us really nicely, we'll even give you an autograph.
That's a new one.
But yeah, for us, for now until